In this video, I'm going to share with you insights and tools and strategies on how to increase your confidence in government contracting so that you can win more and increase more in your business in terms of revenue, in terms of growth, in terms of really leveraging what you currently do for your clients to win government contracts. My name is Melinda Colón. I am a government contracting advisor. I've helped my clients achieve over $4.4 billion in government contracts and increase their win rate as well. And so one of the things that I see businesses mistakenly do over and over again is that they will go into government contracting without a plan. And there's this saying, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Now, it is true, especially when you come to government contracting, because it's a new world for you, right? Like you want to win government contracts. You want to explore what's available to you. You hear people winning multi-million, billion-dollar contracts. How do you get access to this? And I'm here to tell you that there has to be a strategy. Can't just there's no luck, okay? It is really taking intentional action to win. And a lot of times people will think you just go register on sam.gov and you're good to go. You just start bidding. Well, no, actually, there is no gray area. It is a no. You want to know what you're selling to them. Want to know how they're buying it and who they're buying it from and how you can position your business to be different. It's how can you be unique? How can you stand out from your competitors while selling them something that they really desire to have? And it has very little to do with your merits, your awards that you've won or your certification, the letters behind your name. Honestly, if you don't have experience delivering on that thing, but you can deliver it, then you're still good. You could still win government contracts. So who can win government contracts? Anyone. It's just you want to just provide value to them. You just want to deliver a great customer experience. You just want to give them what they're asking for and then over delivering in some ways, and be really strategic about doing that because nobody else is doing it. If you really look at the amount of contractors that are registered, let's just take federal, for example, those that are registered in sam.gov. There are tens of thousands of contractors, nearly 86,000, 100,000, I believe it is, over 100,000 that are registered in sam.gov that don't do active contracting. They're not bidding. They're not bidding. There are contracts that are advertised and no one was responding to them. There are that go out all the time. And so this is a challenge. This is just because you hear a lot of people talking about it, there's very few people that are actually doing it. And for me, I'm just lucky to have seen a lot of those that are doing it win because of my strategy, my system that I've come up with, and that has resulted in great results for people. Another tip that I'll share with you is because there's a lot of people who are getting registered and not a lot of people who are bidding, this means that there is an opportunity for you to have less competition in the market than you ever thought possible. You might have one competitor, you might have no competitors. And in some instances, especially the larger the contracts get, there are more bidders, there are more competitors, which means that there's so much that you can win right now, and not have competition. You just have to be strategic about finding those opportunities. So you don't need to sell to the federal government. You can actually sell to local and state governments, those that are responsible for your communities, the city, the county, the town that you're in, the state that you live in. There are opportunities at that level as well. So because of that, it becomes really a valuable area or a valuable world to be in once you learn this, because then you can add government contracts to your business when it seems like your existing clients are just kind of ebbing and flowing, up and down, staggered revenue. And let's just be real. That is really troubling, right? working harder and you're doing the exact same thing, but you're getting different results. You're doing the paid ads, you're doing the organic traffic, you're reaching out to people, and you're putting a lot of labor hours to getting people to buy what you're selling. And then the next month it goes high, and then the next month it goes low. It's the same system, but it just seems to be working great at some times and then not so great at other times. Well, government contracting, there's opportunities to be won all throughout the year, and they're stable. These are contracts that have a lot of them have renewals. So that means that you might win a contract, it's valued at or for a term of a year, and it renews for 3 years or 5 years or even 10 years. Like there are so many contracts that do that. And the reason why they have those is because, well, they just want consistency. So that's something to strategically think about when you're positioning your proposal, is to say that you provide a consistent experience over time, that you maybe want to, mention your clients that have come back 2 or 3 or 4 times and been with you for a year or 2 years or 3 years at a time. These are all indications that you are balanced, that your company is doing well, and that they can expect to have a good experience like your clients have now. Now, if you don't have any experience in government contracting or business at all, it becomes a little bit challenging. Not to say that you can't win government contracts without having that business experience, because you can leverage your past performance in a job or 9 to 5 or a nonprofit to win government contracts. It just becomes more challenging. And so here are some of the challenges that come up, is that you might feel like you are not going to win, and it's going to come across in your proposal. I see this often when I'm doing compliance reviews for startups, is that they'll position themselves as someone who is starting up. This startup, well, that is a huge red flag that says to people, I don't want to deal with a startup because there's a lot of growing pains. There's growing pains in terms of your pricing, your system, your automation, the clients that you're attracting, your services, the price. Like it's just so many different things that are very volatile, but this is what everybody goes through. Just really kind of consider yourself an expert already in what you're developing and delivering to the government. And this will help you eliminate all of those like scary words like startup from your proposal. You really want to lean into, you're an expert, you have professional experience, you're proficient, right? Just finding words that really exude who you are and what your business does, even if you don't have any experience yet. Now, another thing is to keep in mind is that you don't have to have a big company to win government contracts. You actually can start winning government contracts right now. There's really no limitation. There's no minimum requirement to win a government contract. I was talking to an associate of mine, and she actually does a government contract every year for a police department in Jacksonville. They actually reach out to her every year and they say, hey, can you come in and speak? And she just sends an invoice and it's done. Bada bing, bada boom. Money in the bank. And it's an expectation that that's always going to be there. Now, of course, there's more opportunity for her to win more contracts, but you can see how simple it is. And the fact that she doesn't need a fancy website or a fancy capability statement. She just needed to build a relationship with someone who needs her services. So that's just kind of keep that in mind. Like, your experience in your 9 to 5 still is valid to your business. So even though your entity is new, you're not new to business. You just had a different position when you did business, but now you're in the owner's seat. That's all that's changed. Your experience still is valuable. You just need to know how to position it. Now, the last tip that I'm going to share with you in this video about how to increase your confidence is really think about it in the end, with the end in mind, right? So instead of thinking like, I just want to win one contract, consider, how much do I want to win? Or how much do I want to go after? And this changes your mindset, because there's so much opportunity that you might feel a little bit apprehensive or like scared to like submit, because you're looking at contracts, you're like, this is $20 million and it's just I'm a one person firm. I can't handle a $20 million contract. but you don't even like read the RFP to find out what they're actually asking for. So this is the thing you have to get over is the money, because the money is there. There's so much money to win, so much money. Like if you are just dreaming to be a millionaire, that's easy. If you're dreaming to be an 8-figure, a 9-figure business, that's easy. Like it's so simple. It just means that you just have to be strategic. You just have to position yourself to win properly. So I'm going to just share with you how to do that. So how do you position yourself properly? Practice your zeros. I know that it sounds really silly, but practicing your zeros. What do you mean, Melinda, to practice your zeros? Get familiar with saying the words $100 million and associating yourself with that word, right? So if you want to win a contract valued at $100 million, say, I want to win a contract valued at $100 million. I have won a contract for $100 million. This is really triggering your mind to get used to get comfortable with hearing that and seeing that. It's really good to start like writing it, like using your hand to write it out, type it out, get familiar with doing this. Why? Because we've been programmed to see less than our worth. We've been programmed to basically just do the basic, the bare minimum, and then we're just tired. We're burnt out. We're doing all the hard things. We're working hard, but we're not working smart. And it's just been programmed into us. When you get into government contracting, you start to see how wealthy people make money. And when you start to see how wealthy people make money, it becomes like an easy button. Like you're like, that was so easy. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Melinda is saying that it's way easier than you think. And for you, it might not be like winning a contract every day. It might be once a quarter. Others, they might win every month. It depends on what you sell and who you sell it to. So it's all about building relationships with real people. Just get away from the words. Like if you're getting stuck on government, the word government in government contracting, that's the problem. Just avoid the word government and just say, I'm contracting with public entities. See, that's easier to digest. I'm contracting with public entities, because what's available for you is unlimited opportunity. It's unlimited opportunity that's not going anywhere, especially if you are in high demand service business. If you're in a high demand service business, they just need it, right? They need cleaning services. They need lawn care. They need landscapers. They need electricians. They need plumbers. They need you guys. Like they just need you. So it's not going to go away. It's not going to go away. It's always going to be in demand. And so if you focus on what you offer and become a master at what you offer, you will win government contracts. Well, I hope that this video was really helpful for you and gave you some clarity as to how really to think strategically using some of the tools that I shared with you in this video. And go ahead and click like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.